replaced this and welded this part back up in the doorway. It was pretty rotted out also. As y'all can tell, this ain't my first rodeo. Welcome back to Red River Living. Today, if you hadn't figured it out, we got a new farm project. We've gone and bought us a cattle trailer and we're going to refurbish this thing and get it looking good. So we've searched all over for us a cattle trailer, and we finally found us one on the marketplace, and we drove down to Jacksboro and picked it up. And as you can see, it's needing some tender love and care. It's going to be a process here. We're like day one here. And first thing we're going to do is we got to get in and get the floor tore out of it. We know there's some damage underneath the floor, some structural stuff that's got to be repaired. So that's really the first thing we're going to tackle, is getting the floor out of it. Once we get the floor out of it, we're going to look into rewiring it. I think we're going to need some tires for it. Once we get all that done to it, we've gone and purchased us some lumber, some telephone pole lumber to put in the floor. We're going to get it painted, and it's just going to be a project. It's going to take us about 3 or 4 weeks at least to accomplish. We'll see how long it takes, but hopefully we can get it done in about 4 weeks. So here you can see just how rotted out the floor is and all. So we got some work to do there. And like I said, that's the first part we're going to tackle, is getting this floor out of it and just seeing how much damage is underneath, which we think we're pretty sound, but we know we got a little work to do. As you can tell, it's starting to come out pretty easy. The floor's really just been placed in here. It's not been screwed in or nothing. Somebody replaced it one time and they just got it in here to fit. So the work we're about to do is really going to make this trailer last a long time. Jared, I need a little bit of help here. If y'all can't tell tonight, me and Jared have to get broke in on the camera and the work. All right, Jared, I need a little bit of help here.
Hey, I'm recording.
You got to help a little bit. And Kenny thinks this is hard. I can't believe she makes all this up. Get Jared figured out she's been scamming us. So just like that, we got the floor out of it. I think we're gonna have to scam them girls and we're gonna have to take off town and get us an ice cream cone or something. Tell me it took 4 or 5 hours. It didn't take but about 5.5 minutes, baby. Well, guys, we got the floor out of it. Looking over the structure I was worried about underneath, it really looks good. We've got some rusted out stuff. We've already talked to a welder, kind of scheduled it a little bit with him when he's got some slack time. He's going to come into it and he's going to work on the structural part to it. That's not something I'm capable of doing. And as far as the mechanical part, I'm pretty good at. But that welding, I'm going to turn over to somebody else. But I'm not seeing near the damage I thought I had seen when we first looked at the trailer. So overall, I think it's looking pretty good. Hopefully this project will stay on schedule and we'll have it done by the 1st of October. Well, guys, as you can see, we've got the floor out of this. It wasn't attached as well as we thought it was attached. Once we pulled one more piece of plywood off, the whole back half of the floor came off. The front half had some screws in it. We broke those out. I took a hammer, broke those off as you saw. And we thought we had a couple hours worth of work, maybe getting this floor out, and really and truly it turned into about 10 minutes. We've got all our help showed up. They're a little late. What we're going to do now is we're going to kind of straighten some of this up, get the shop kind of organized back up, get this lumber kind of cut up. We got a scrap pile ravine back here. We're going to throw all this in and burn it this fall. Well, guys, that's going to kind of wrap up tonight. We've got the floor out of it. Jared and I kind of got this planned out where we're not working every night and till the wee hours of the morning trying to get this done. We've got plenty of time. Our goal tonight was to get the floor out of it, kind of get things straightened up. We're going to straighten up, get cleanup done, and wrap it up for the night before it gets too late. As you can see behind me, we've gotten our trailer back from the welder. This is going to be the second part in our series on restoration of our trailer that we went down to Jacksboro and bought. We're going to kind of walk around a little bit and show you some of the work that the welder did to get the trailer back in operational order here. Up here on the door area, on both sides of the doors, he went in, this had a piece of pipe in it. He replaced this with a piece of angle iron. Across here on both doors, he replaced this and welded this part back up in the doorway. It was pretty rotted out also. If you'll notice up here in the front, this front like kick pan across the front, he totally welded in a new piece of metal across the front up there on that piece up there. So that's just a whole new piece of metal. Back here in the back on the inside, you can see here, this piece of channel iron here, he replaced the back wall in this channel iron, and then about every 8 to 10 inches, he's welded that top and bottom back in here to stiffen this part back up in there. You can see up here on this piece here, this piece was added in, and he did the same on both sides here at the bottom of this plate and welded that in, and that's a solid weld all the way down the top side of that piece right there. Stiffens that up. underneath here on our springs on this A-arm right here, Mike noticed how wore out these brackets and pieces were, and he went in and replaced these on both sides also. One of the pieces was actually cracked almost all the way through, so, and I had noticed they were pretty wore out, but Mike, since he had it there, went ahead and repaired this part right here. So now we're in good running order, and I think at this point we're probably really good shape as far as getting up and down the road. We're still gonna work on our tires, but now we're gonna start doing some cosmetic stuff to the trailer. One of the things Mike noticed right before he called us and told us the trailer was ready, and he called me back and he said, "Mike, I just walked by the front of the trailer and I noticed that there wasn't no safety chains on it." So as you can see here, Mike went in and welded us a nice bracket on here. That's 1/4-inch steel, and then went by Tractor Supply and picked us up our safety chains. So kind of get us in safe working order there. Guys, we're about to get started on the prep work for getting ready to paint it, hopefully by this weekend. We're fixing to start grinding on it, trying to get rid of the rust. A lot of it's just surface rust now, and we're just going to try to knock the surface off of it, just so the paint will adhere to it and hopefully last a little bit longer today. And I got a little helper out here today. He's underfoot. He was just glued to me, so he's going to have to run off in just a minute. Got my safety glasses, a little mask to keep the dust out of my face, and we're about to get started. Well guys, we've been at this for a couple of days now. As you can tell, we're right in the middle of this grinding and sanding, getting it prepped for a paint job and everything. It's Thursday and we're hoping we can shoot paint by Friday or Saturday afternoon maybe. But we're right in the middle of it and just trying to get it looking good. We're done sanding for the night. I'm going to take the air hose and kind of blow out some of the cracks and stuff, just get some of the dust off of it.
So guys, we're on day 4 of working on the trailer, and as you can tell, it's dark again because our time management is not very good. So Mike is about to do muriatic acid, and we'll show you the process. So what we got here is this muriatic acid. We picked it up local at our Tractor Supply. So what Mike did was put in a pump sprayer. We did half water and half muriatic acid. So as you can see there, it is actually eating the rust away. So that's what we want. So we got the muriatic acid on. We have let it sit there for about 10 to 15 minutes. And now Mike is going to go and just spray it off with some water. And we'll see how it turns out.
Guys, we've gotten done with the trailer outside. We've got it sanded, muriatic acid. We've washed it down. We're letting it dry right now. Tomorrow, we're expecting high winds. Winds capable of us not being able to spray outside. So we've bought us some plastic and we're running some string. We're going to kind of make us a tent, a paint booth inside the shop and try to contain the paint best we can from getting all over everything. And right now I'm just running some string, and Jared and I will be going to get the plastic out and start making us a tent for tomorrow. Well, as y'all can see, we've made it to the next stage here. This is pretty much going to wrap up the sanding and the prep work part. Next time you see the trailer, we're going to be painting on it. As you can tell, we've got a tent inside the shop. It's cold outside and we needed to be able to continue working, so we've moved inside the shop and built us a paint booth this morning, and we're about to get back to work. Welcome back to Red River Living. Well, as y'all can tell, we're inside the shop today, and we have had some bad weather roll in, and with that weather that's rolled in, we've gotten some rain, which was much needed. So we have to get this project going. Wednesday is our like drop dead day. We have to haul our steer to the sale, or to the butcher. And so we've made us a tent here inside the shop, a paint booth, try to keep the spray down. And today we are going to be painting the trailer. We're getting our paint ready for spraying the trailer, and it's an oil-based paint, so we're cutting it with a little bit of mineral spirits, about a pint to the gallon, kind of thin it out and make it spray nice and smooth. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. As y'all can tell, this ain't my first rodeo with oil-based paint. It ain't like that now when you just wash it out.
So what are we doing here now?
We're baby oiling up. Well, we pulled the trailer out and now it's cleanup time, and our next stage is you should see the floor. We'll start putting the floor in the next couple of hours here this morning. Well guys, we're working on our floor right now. I've gotten us a piece of cardboard here and just kind of traced out a little bit of a template for us to be able to cut this rounded curve up here in the nose of this trailer with. That's what we're working on. I've just kind of made me some marks right here and cut my cardboard, and we're just going to kind of work with this and see how this works. We've got our telephone poles laid out in the shop right now. Walk back here and we'll look at those. These telephone poles right here, we called Ed the woodsman there in Henrietta, Texas, and Ed asked us what we wanted. We gave him our dimensions, and Ed takes telephone poles and he can cut them to any thickness that you want. And with these telephone poles, I wanted a good solid floor, so we've cut these telephone poles at a true 2 inches thick, and they're about 6 inches wide, and he cuts them. They're probably 16 foot 9 inches, gave us some extra to work with on lengthwise. Well guys, we have worked on the floor. Before we set the floor in place, we were running our trailer light wiring so that we had access to it from having to be on the floor all the time. And right now we're running wires down this side right here to where we can put the power to our side lights, our running lights up top and all. So we're making progress and hopefully gonna get there. That was all 200 pounds. Icy break time. Well, guys, thank y'all for watching. This wraps up our trailer series here with getting the trailer painted, the lights, and the floor installed. Guys, we appreciate y'all watching. We'd ask that y'all like and subscribe to Red River Living. See y'all next time.